everybody? It's your boy Kai Gibson, aka Risk Secrets.
Yeah.
And today we got a real special guest on this live today, y'all. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Kai Gibson, aka Risk Secrets.
Yeah.
And today we got a real special guest on this live today, y'all. We got my guy Allcashkev with Learning to Help Yourself. And just to give y'all a little background with me and Kev, we actually met at one of the major events that we are part of, and it was crazy because we actually just saw each other. Kev saw me, I know, and he's like, "Hey, I saw you on the internet and everything like that," and we ended up getting connected afterwards. And man, after I spoke on the phone with Kev, it was crazy because it's like my mind was going everywhere. I'm like, this man knows a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And so we started to trade information, and we have really became partners now, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this guy has really been through a lot, starting so far as businesses, helping people clear their credit. And today we're actually going to be able to get the information from him today on personal credit, on exactly what you need to be able to get your personal credit right and be able to go out and get those high limit credits for your personal credit, and also for your business, how to go out and personal guarantee things for your business so you can get those high limits, y'all. All right.
Absolutely.
Kev, how you doing, my guy?
I'm good, my boy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. We got a lot of viewers inside of here that's really ready to know exactly how to clear their credit. They going out and they get denied for a lot of things, and they think that, hey, listen, man, it's probably, you got those people out there that's just hoping that they can get approved for a certain credit card, so they go and they apply. Because I was that person before,
hoping and wishing,
apply for a credit card, and I'm hoping, my credit score about a 580, you know what I mean, and I'm hoping that I get approved for it, but at the end of the day, you get those denials, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the idea of it is to put all that hoping and wishing to the side. All right, we don't do all that hoping and wishing. We know exactly what we're gonna get approved for. We know when we're gonna get approved for it. We know why we're gonna get approved for it, and that's the only reason we pulling the trigger on certain situations. All right.
So see, that was one thing
No, I said, so we go ahead and get into it, man. That's the one thing that most people kind of forget is that when you know your credit report, you know what you'll be able to acquire, you know what you'll be able to get, so understanding that credit report is going to take you from A to Z for sure.
Exactly. Understanding it. That was one thing I mainly got from you, is that the simple fact, you don't want to be applying for anything if you don't know you're gonna get approved for it. Why would you apply for it and get those inquiries and all those things up on your personal credit, and it's gonna harm you more than it do, so you want to know that you're gonna get approved for it. But to start this off, for the viewers and everybody that's wondering exactly when it comes to personal credit, exactly what they need. So if I'm that person that right now has pretty much terrible personal credit, right? Or even, I'm just trying to figure out a way to be able to get my credit score up, or be able to, know that I'm at that level to be able to start personal guaranteeing for my business and other things, right? What exactly are the things I need to be looking for on side my credit that I need before I go out to start, applying for things?
All right. So first off, when you look at your credit report, you need to understand one or two things. All right. You can look at it and by the score, a lot of people are going to judge it from the score and say whether they have good credit or bad credit. Okay. The score doesn't matter as much as your credit profile. There are a couple of things that make up the score, and those things are much more important than that number. Now, that number is going to help you get through the door in a lot of places, but knowing how that number is made up is going to change everything for you. We're not going out here and we're not dating. All right. You don't need to go talk to 50 girls and hope that one of them say yes. No, when we apply for something with credit, we going out here, we know exactly what our credit score is. We know exactly what we want, and we know the exact institution or the lender that we want to go deal with in order to get that. I'm not going to the car dealership and letting them run my credit through 13, 14 different companies to see if they approve me for something. No, when I go to the car dealership, I got my pre-approval. I know that they already qualified me for $50, $70, $100,000 on this automobile. I'm going here to pick up this actual automobile, and that's what I'm leaving here with. All right, you can either give me the automobile, or I'm gonna go down the street to the other car dealership and they're gonna give me the automobile because I already got the money for it. So in order to get yourself in a position like that, it's something called data points on your credit report. All right. Your data points are made up of the number of inquiries that you have on your credit report, the utilization percentage that you have on your credit report, the number of total accounts that you have on your credit report, the payment history. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question on that. Speaking of, you said something about utilization, right? One thing that I was taught pretty much all through my, I'm not even gonna say all through my life, because it was a certain period of time where it was just like, I started knowing about credit and understanding the importance of it. But when I did, I spoke to, I heard from a lot of gurus and a lot of people and all that stuff that, hey, you want to make sure you keep 30%, you want to make sure you keep 30% of utilization on your credit, right? And then when I kind of started to talk to you, I kind of recognized like, hey, that's not the best route to be able to go, because it's, use 30% utilization. It's like, you're not harming it, or you're not doing any good to it at the same time. So what exactly do you feel about like utilization?
So utilization is, everybody's going to tell you to keep it under 30%. All right. And that's typically, they write for what they're trying to explain it to you as.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like getting a job. Most people don't know you had credit before you were able to get a job. Before you could go out and apply for an actual job with an employer, you had available credit to you. All right. So when you go get that job, you got to just over broke. You able to go ahead and work somewhere and provide yourself with a paycheck. Well, you already had this established credit. So when you keep your utilization at 30%, you just good enough to apply. Yeah. That's it. All right. So you don't want to be just good enough to apply. You want to make sure that you can apply and get approved. You want to make sure that when you go here, that they can see that you're a good borrower. You're going to actually pay this money back. And with doing that, you need to have your utilization at 10% or less, because 10% or less. Okay. All right. Because there ain't no reason for me to give you more money if you need the money that I've already given you. And it's backwards. I understand. You think that when you need money, people would give you money. That is not how credit works. If you need the money, they will not give you any more money because you need it. If you do not need the money and you're able to utilize their accounts and pay it back on time because you don't actually need the funds that they gave you, they'll give you more than you can handle. Yeah. So if I gave you a $10,000 credit card and you used $9,000 on that credit card and you never paid me back, and you need an extra $5,000, you're probably not going to get it. All right. But if I gave you a $10,000 credit card and you've only utilized $1,000 on that $10,000 credit card and you pay it back consistently, if you ask me for 5 or 10 more, I'm probably going to give it to you, right? Yeah. Because I know that you're responsible. All right. So that when you're looking at your utilization, you want to make sure you keep it below 10% when you're going for funding or when you're going to apply for anything. That way you can go ahead and bypass all the denials or all the we'll get back to you in 7 to 10 days.
Yeah. I know I was a person that got a lot of those emails, but one of my main things is I was the person when I first started to figure out personal credit. What I started doing is I started adding like credit cards, right? I added like a couple of credit cards, and they weren't major credit cards. They were just credit cards you'll be able to get approved for to, help your credit. So I got those credit cards, and actually my credit started to boost. It started to go up to around like, 640, somewhere around 650. But I started noticing though, even when I was applying for certain credit cards that, that was around the limit that they started approving, they were still denying me, even though I was looking at my score and I'm like, okay, I wasn't too much looking at my history, but I was looking at my score. You were another person that taught me more about history, and I was looking at my score and, I was like, I'm at the fair limit, I'm at fair credit. I should be able to get approved, but, I'm getting denied. And, it got to a certain point to where I wanted to stop applying for credit cards. It's like, all right, I'm not doing nothing but harming my credit because I'm getting inquiries now. So my question to that is, what would be that if I'm not looking at my score? I know we're looking at utilization, but what else is a big factor when it comes to credit? Like
your credit age, man. It's like your age. How long have you had credit? How long have you been a responsible borrower? How long have you had these credit accounts? How long have you had the availability to pay back? All right. And then from your age, we go to your payment history. How often have you paid back? How many late payments have you made? How many on-time payments have you made? Yep. These are just your qualifying marks in order to see whether you're going to be a good candidate to give me my money back. That's all they're looking for. Are you a person that's going to give me my money back? And to break it down is your inquiries are how many people you ask for money. All right. So your inquiries stay on your credit report typically for 2 years. They don't really matter as much after 6 months, but for 2 years, they're going to stay on your credit report. So they want to know in the last 2 years, how many people you asked for money. All right. Those are your inquiries. Okay. Then you got your payment history. All right. Out of all those people you asked for money, well, no, it will go to your accounts. Out of all those people you asked for money, how many people actually gave you money? All right. Those are your accounts. All right. Now, out of the people that you asked for money and the people that gave you money, how many of those people did you actually pay back on time? That's your payment history. All right. Now, you asked these people for money. These people gave you the money. You paid these people back on time. Now, how long have you been doing that? That's your credit history. All right. And then now you ask these people for money. These people gave you the money. You paid these people back on time. You've been doing it for a certain amount of time. Now, how much do you still owe them? All right. How much is still available for them to lend out and you give back? Your utilization. All right. It's a very simple understanding. It's no different from you going and asking your neighbor to act to hold $5,000 or $500. Yeah. These are the same questions that you typically gonna get. You just gonna get them in a different format. What they do is they put them on your credit report. So understanding that your credit report is pretty much, I mean, for all intents and purposes, your face card when it comes to these banks and these institutions, and understanding to keep your face card clean, or if you did make a mistake, knowing how to rectify that and fix your face card is going to be the difference between you walking around and hoping and wishing that you can get approved and you actually going in there and saying, this is what I want. I'm not accepting anything less. You take my business or I'm going down the street. It's a position that you actually want to be in. So
see, now that was about to lead me actually to the next question. So when for the people that are actually viewing, because y'all got to know Kev knows a lot of stuff when it comes to so far as building and also just stripping down your credit and making sure it's perfect, right? But my question to you is, for the viewers, is how would they make sure that their credit profile is looking perfect to be able to go out and get that approval, right? So what when we're talking about, I'm saying clean slate and exactly what they need to be adding on, exactly what they don't. What do they need to be doing right now to be able to get them in the process of like clearing their credit if they have bad credit right now?
If you have bad credit right now, the first thing, in order to know where you need to go, you need to know where you're at. All right. Where are you at right now? So you need to look at your credit report. All right. I'll leave a link for you for people to go ahead and get a credit report, $1. You can view all 3 bureaus. You need to know the difference. You got 3 credit bureaus, your Equifax, your Experian, and your TransUnion. We're talking about personal credit here, right?
Speaking of that, everybody, that link is going to be down below. It's going to be down below.
All right. You can go there, get your credit reports, $1. You can view all 3 of your credit reports, and then you can put this information into practice. So the first thing you want to make sure you do, simple hack for trying to fix your credit. All right. Your personal information. All right. Your personal information is more important than people think. If you've been moving from address to address to address, and you've got job after job after job, all right, these addresses, these jobs, these phone numbers, all of this information is linked to these accounts that are on your credit report. So the first thing I would tell anybody to do, and it's a simple process, all right, all you need is the phone numbers. You call Experian, you call Equifax, you call TransUnion, and you tell them that you have one address. The address that you're going to use is the address that's on your current driver's license. All right. If you haven't updated your address, go update your address right now. It should cost you maybe $20, $30 at the DMV. Go get your driver's.
Does addresses, I don't mean to cut you off, but does addresses really affect your credit report?
Addresses affect your credit report more than you can understand, because most of those accounts. So let's say I'm in Florida. So let's say we got Duke Energy. So let's say I got a Duke Energy account that popped on my credit, and it's tied to a house that I was in 2-3 years ago, right? It's a collection account, right? Now, most people say, let's go ahead and dispute this account. Let's go ahead and get this account off. All right. And you may have to go down that process. You may have to do it yourself, or, if you don't have time, you go to a credit repair company and get it done. But one of the first ways to see if you can get it done yourself is to update your addresses, because without that address on your credit report, what is that account actually attached to? Whose account is that? From when did that come from? You know what I mean? So the first step to cleaning your credit, I'm gonna tell everybody, is to go ahead and update your personal information. All right. Outside of your personal information, you need to make sure there are a couple things that you need set in line on your credit report, as far as how many accounts, how many inquiries, your utilization level, which we already talked about. Most people tell you 30%. That's enough to get you just to apply. All right. You comfortable with applying at 30%, but at 10% or lower, you guaranteed you're gonna get approved.
Yeah,
all right.
Better make sure y'all bring out these notepads and pens, y'all.
I'm telling you.
Y'all get that information down. If you receiving everything that we saying also in this group chat, y'all make sure y'all drop some sevens and make sure y'all drop some fire signs down below, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, share this, man. Get this to a friend that needs it. So you want to make sure that you got at least 10 credit accounts on there. All right. And a good credit mix. We're not going to go too deep into that. We'll probably say that for part two, but you need a good credit mix. All right. When you're talking about these accounts. So you need at least 10 positive reporting accounts. You want 100% payment history. I'm talking about you don't want to miss one late payment in the last 2 years. If you got a late payment, it's cool. There are ways of getting it fixed. It's the credit report. All right. Everybody done been to school. Sometimes grades get changed. We understand how to change the grades legally. That's what we're going to do with the credit reporting agencies, is we're going to make sure that any inaccurate information gets updated. So no late payments, 10 accounts. You want to make sure your utilization is at 10% or lower when we're talking about going for funding, 10%. You want to make sure that your credit age, how long you've had credit, is at least 5 years. And I know some people are like, oh man, I'm out the game right there. Don't worry about that. All right. We can definitely work that around. That'll probably be in part 3, but you just need to stick around for more information. But you know,
we also gonna be having a free game webinar that goes on pretty much every Saturday with both of us, explaining more things to be able to help your personal credit, grow your business, and also social media tactics that be able to help you grow and expand your business through social media. So
take it to the next level.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check that out down below.
Now I said I was at your credit age, right? Your credit age, you need to have at least you want to say at least 5 to 6 years of credit history that you've been utilizing credit and that you had available credit. A lot of people will get denied just because they haven't had credit long enough. A lot of people will get denied because they don't have enough accounts. We haven't seen that enough people are giving you money. You haven't had enough interaction. And you want to have, at least when it comes down to how many people you ask for money, you need to have 3 or less across each bureau. So when I say across each bureau, remember, we got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So you can't have 3 inquiries on your Experian, and then 3 inquiries on your Equifax, and then 3 inquiries on your TransUnion. That's fine. All right. But you want to have 3 or less across each credit bureau. Now, when you align all these data points up, and when you have this credit profile, the profile of the age, the utilization, the late payments, the number of accounts, the inquiries, when you have everything lined up properly and you put everything in the position that I tell you to do it, you guaranteed to walk through that door and get what you're asking for. All right. So there ain't really much more to it except for understanding your profile and knowing how to put it together.
And see, the biggest thing is when you understand your profile, like Kev is talking about, y'all, you're going to understand that it's going to be way easier you in the field of business. Like me personally, I talk to people that have challenging credit when it comes to getting into business and going out and getting credit limits and certain things. But y'all have to understand it's a limit to that. It's a certain limit to that, because on the other side of that is personal guaranteeing, where people are moving at a faster scale and they're being able to grow and expand way faster than somebody that has challenging personal credit. Because the simple fact, and I recognize this in the game, because the simple fact, I was having challenging personal credit at first when I got into the game, and I couldn't personal guarantee anything. I tried to go out and personal guarantee things at first, but then I fastly realized that, hey, listen, I need to stop that. I need to slow down more. I need to get my personal credit first, right? Because I can't be personal guaranteeing it. They're going to just deny me when they look at my personal credit and see, hey, listen, your personal credit don't look nowhere near like your business credit. Oh, no. You know what I mean? So on that route, I had to be able to go to only institutions and only places that will approve me with my EIN number only, with just my business, right? And like I said, it's a certain limit to that. When you're looking for those higher limits, or especially when you want to be able to go out to a bank, all right, these big institutions, you want to be able to go out to them, then yeah, you want to make sure you have your personal credit A1, you know, and especially if you want to be able to go out and get that big funding.
Absolutely. And that's the difference, you know. We're talking a little bit about business credit. Like I said, you might have to catch us in another segment to get too deep.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But a little bit about business, it's the difference between, you know, going and applying for something with, hypothetically speaking, a Chase. All right. You want to go to Chase, you want to go get a business credit card with Chase. The difference between personally guaranteeing it and going purely off of your business EIN is the difference between, you know, getting a $2,000 card and getting a $25,000 card. All right. Because when you're doing it solely off of your EIN, unless you've been in business for 2 years or more, and you got a high limit amount of revenue coming in through that business consistently. All right. Unless you've got a stable reputation that you can provide to this bank, you're pretty much asking them to lend money on a business with no assets. This is like, we're giving it the air. It's nobody, it's nothing. All right. If something goes wrong tomorrow, then what you gonna do? You gone. You out of there. That's the whole process. So when you personally guarantee it and they see that they can attach that loan to somebody that's actually responsible, not just somebody with a credit report, but somebody with a responsible credit report. It has all these data points we've been talking about in line. You know, instead of going and getting that little $2,000, $3,000 card, you might walk away with $30,000, $40,000 from a bank like that. One institution, one inquiry. You know what I mean? How many people did you ask for money? How much did they give you? You know, and when you go to the next, it's on and on. So definitely want to make sure you keep that in line.
I appreciate you for coming on here, you know, giving all the game out to the viewers, because we definitely, like I said, we definitely need this information, because I know a lot of people that are on this YouTube channel, they need help with personal credit. You know, a lot of them trying to get their business going, but at the same time, they know that it's an important thing to be able to get that personal credit straight and be able to personal guarantee things. That way they can move a little bit faster. So man, I appreciate you for giving that game. And like I said, if everybody inside this video, if you enjoyed the tips and everything that Kevin has gave throughout this video, make sure y'all hit that fire button down below. And if you guys want to be able to check in with Kev and tap in with him, like I said, that link is going to be down below. If you guys want to learn exactly how to clear your credit, be able to go out and get those personal guarantees for your business, the way you can grow and expand way faster, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Absolutely, like man. Y'all tap in. Y'all make sure you follow me on social media. Allcashkev on Instagram. Learn to help yourself on TikTok. Link in my bio. Credit consultation. If you don't want to do it yourself, we'll make sure we get it done for you. But man, I appreciate you having me on here, bro.
Man, no problem, y'all. Like I said, y'all, we coming back to back on everything to be able to grow and expand y'all business this year, y'all. It is Kai Gibson, aka Risk Secrets, and Allcashkev, y'all.
You already know.
We out this place.
All right, for sure. Y'all take care.